Fellow Ugandans, there is a saying that small brains focus on individuals, but visionaries focus on issues. Why aren't your leaders first addressing the root cause of the corruption infestation in Parliament? When Parliament determines its own salaries, determines its own benefits, and determines its own emoluments, that is in no way a principle of good governance. It is a mediocrity in public administration. In fact, it is an outright conflict of interest and essentially a smuggled license to cause financial loss to the state without carrying any responsibility or accountability. Yet these are probable crimes under anti-corruption legislation passed by this very Parliament. Therefore, a commission made of members of Parliament should never have the specific authority of determining salaries and benefits for itself and for members of Parliament. And in my opinion, it is where all the major bribery of MPs for passing of legislation is implemented at the expense of the Ugandan taxpayers, in broad daylight. I call on the legal minds in government and also in civil society to put their heads together in good faith on this matter of national significance. Some of you recently challenged the anti-gay law up to the Constitutional Court. So why aren't you addressing this actually more serious scourge in governance with the same proactive vigor? And thus genuinely fight the real, most dangerous silent killer of Ugandans, which is corruption. The question we should be asking ourselves is why isn't the remuneration of members of Parliament handled by the Public Service Commission, as is the case for all other public servants, including the President of the Republic? That is the main debate that I understand the country should be having, and which Parliament itself should be answering to the people of this country. Why? If you are loudly attacking symptoms like the commissioners, but somehow not removing the cancer itself, that is also very suspicious behavior. The fight against corruption is not only about punishing the culprit as mob justice ideology believes. It is mostly about putting in place the robust administrative procedures that prevent corruption from happening again in the first place. And a censure motion, while it might be great for virtue signaling, it definitely does nothing against corruption itself and the huge loophole that the next commissioners will surely utilize to their own benefit sooner or later. For the record, Parliament has doubled their salaries in the last 10 years without doubling their productivity. That is just as immoral as giving themselves a service award for no tangible reason. And that overpay is also what is now causing incompetent people to see Parliament as a place where they should go to improve their own livelihood rather than serve their community and build the country. As for the censure motion, the process of building a country is not about a momentary patchwork like you do for the city's potholes every year. It is about building robust processes for the long term. I therefore urge the Inspector General of Government, the Auditor General, the Public Service Commission, and the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning to meet, discuss, and come out together with public recommendations on this urgent anti-corruption matter, especially at this juncture where Parliament seems to have gone mad with greed and drunk with its little power. From there, where there is a crime, let justice take its course, and elsewhere, let the cabinet, the government, civil society, political parties, the media, and ultimately the voters, the people of Uganda, each do their part to end the corruption cult and the political vandalism that is going on in public administration and in the affairs of the state in this country. Some of the most important acts of progress and development do not necessarily cost money. It is about setting the guardrails that prevent us as a country from being diverted from progress. It is also about leaders recognizing their areas of personal weaknesses and learning and improving one's own standards and administrative skill sets rather than stagnate the country under toxic, incompetent, and emotionally unstable whims. Many who are complaining about corruption today are themselves just thieves waiting for their turn to eat. We need to systematically stop trusting people and just remove all opportunities of corruption wherever we find them. And if you want to know the true enemies of Uganda, it is those who fight such simple administrative proposals. Thank you.